So with the construction guys and my dogs awake, and with terrible dance moves out the way, you already know what time it is, man. All the culture talking, y'all, man. TKG, what is good with y'all, man? Listen, that song was so dope. Like I can't believe Cardi just has that sitting waiting. Honestly, this was a must. Like I had to do a greater rate on Playboi Carti because my opinion on him has been kind of like people think I hate him, and then some people, you know what I'm saying, like they think, I don't have opinion on him, and then some people, they don't know what I think about him. So no one knows if I like him. No, a couple think I hate him. So clearing everything up today, and we're gonna decipher if Playboi Carti is great, if he's going to be great in the future. And this is for the future, by the way. Any new viewers here, this is for the future. We're going to talk about who, you know what I'm saying, if Playboi Carti is going to be a great or GOAT in the future, or if he's just going to stay how he is right now, a momentous star right now, a young kind of, I don't know what to call him. I don't know. I can't call Playboi Carti a superstar because he's not like a chart topper or anything like that. And then I can't not call him a star because he does have a raucous kind of fan base, and he does sell a lot. So Carti is, I would say he's a star. So with all that out the way, of course, you already know what time it is, man. Let's get right into talking about Playboi Carti. Is he great or is he not? So Playboi Carti, becomes this super huge name. He blows up. I believe the song was Woke Up Like This. And people were really just all over this guy. I remember the first time I heard him, he was on a ASAP Rocky and Tyler track. I believe it's called, I forget what it's called, but it was a dope ass track. Carti had like a couple seconds on there, and it wasn't nothing big. But I heard him and I was like, okay, like everyone's talking about this guy, like what the fuck. So of course I do my research. I look at him. I'm like, he doesn't look like, you know what I'm saying. I didn't gather a quick opinion on him. I just thought to myself, okay, this is what all the rappers look like nowadays. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let me check out a song. So I'm listening to all these songs and shit like that, and I'm like, kid, you know what I'm saying? I ain't think nothing of him. Like he wasn't nothing special to me. He just sounded like everybody else, the Uzis and the Young Thugs of the world. So I was like, okay, all right, this is just gonna be another one of those quick flashes in the pan. I generally thought he wasn't gonna last that long. This is in 2017, by the way. In 2017, Carti had became a household name really quick, and he had dropped his self-named album Playboi Carti, and people really started to really grab onto this guy. Magnolia became a super big song. Woke Up Like This was still a big song. Yeah, it was just like this motherfucker can't be stopped right now. It seems like he's hitting his high. I genuinely believe that Carti was hitting his high, and I was just thinking to myself like, okay, this kid's 15 seconds of fame is up, like it's done, right? So he gets on Double XL, by the way, with that class with Ugly God and X and A Boogie, and I believe Kamaya was on there and Cap G. I can't remember everybody, but OPMB Rock was on there too. Damn, crazy how I remembered him before I remembered fucking Ugly God somehow. But yeah, he was on the class, and he had a legendarily terrible showing on there. His freestyle was trash, his cipher was trash, and it was like, at least he did a cipher, by the way. There's a lot of motherfuckers that don't do ciphers or freestyles. Gunner. But yeah, he had the courage. I mean, it was terrible, but he had the courage. Lil Pump did his, so I was like, oh, whatever. But yeah, after that, I mean, Carti really only got better and better. well, not better and better lyrically or anything like music wise, but he got more popular, should I say. Carti really started to become even more of a household name, and I'm like, all right, he had more and more fans, and 2018 came, and then here it is. He drops Die Lit. Die Lit, when it first dropped, everyone was saying that this album was absolute garbage. Like, I remember watching I'm Dante react to it, and he was saying that the album was absolutely terrible. Like, he's shitting on like most of the songs and shit like that. He's like, I don't really fuck with it that much. A lot of people weren't really fucking with the album too much, and it was like, nah, you can take this shit back. Time passes, and then people are now saying, oh my god, I'm saying, it's one of the best albums of the year and shit. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, what the fuck? Like, everyone's opinion changed. Like, literally everyone's opinion changed on the fucking album. So I'm like, okay. So I listen again to make sure I'm not hearing anything wrong. You got songs on there that blew up, like R.I.P. And it's like, my opinion, once it starts on an album, it doesn't change. So I thought the album was bad going on to mediocre. I'm not a Carti fan, and I'm not really a fan of that type of music. So this is not me hating in no way, shape, or form. I don't really listen to, but I will agree that some music like that is entertaining, as you could tell from the intro. I was just dancing to this song. So and that song was hype. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That song was lit as hell. But Carti, begins, he drops Die Lit, takes a break. 2018, by the way, was a big ass year for music. Like, KOD dropped, I think X had dropped the album too. Like, Tyler dropped, I think Igor, no, it probably wasn't even Igor. No, it wasn't Igor. It was fucking Flower Boy, if I'm not mistaken. It's a whole bunch of fucking great ass music out. Like, I had tons of music to listen to back then. JID, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it's a good ass year for music, man. It was a really good fucking year for music. It really was. Ski Mask was kicking ass. Like, man, 2018 was a year to be reckoned with for music. Like, it had a lot of good shit, but it had just as much bad shit. Die Lit was not one of those bad. And to me, it was a bad album at the time, and it became mediocre. So, Die Lit is over and done with. 2019 hits. Carti's not really making any noise or anything like that. He doesn't really care to. And to be fair, 1 year passes, you really shouldn't be demanding a motherfucker makes an album. So it's like, if a nigga's making albums every year, you get burnt out from the artist real fast. I've learned my lesson. Trippie Redd is a guy who drops like every year, like 2 albums every year. So it's like, that's a fucking lot. I don't think you should drop every 2 times a fucking year, but nonetheless, yeah, you should. I don't have a problem with every year, but I'm talking about if you are going to drop an album, say people get that confused too. If you drop an album in August and then you come out with an album in February, I don't really have too much time to really, digest the hell out of your last album. If you drop an album in like January of 2018 and you drop another album of like August of 2019, that's a pretty healthy margin, It gives you enough time. It's like damn near a year to listen to the music. So it's like, yeah, that's all right. People got that confused. So I'm not talking about dropping an album. I'm saying? You can drop an album every year, but I'm talking about the deficit. Monthly shit, yeah. If you drop albums every fucking couple month intervals, like, people are gonna get really sick of your shit. Like, how am I supposed to enjoy Love Letter to You 4 and then you're talking about some Pegasus is coming out? It's like, nigga. But Die Lit has its pretty decent review, and then some people will say it's a classic, some people will say it's a good album, some people will even say it's a great album, some people still think it's bad, some people like me think it's still kind of mid, and then it's like, the opinions on that album continue to change like every month. So 2019 hits, and he's not really doing much, deservingly so. He deserves a break. 2020 hits, and all 2020, the consensus, the general aesthetic, the storyline of the year was when the fuck will Lil Uzi and Carti drop their albums? Uzi promised us Eternal Take, and Carti promised us a Whole Lot of Red. You know, Uzi eventually gives us Eternal Take, and it's like, whoa, like, really they were bugging Uzi for Eternal Take in 2019, like all 2019, I think. It was like, wow, like y'all really wanted that album. Eternal Take did not disappoint. Whole Lot of Red comes out 2020 December on Christmas, by the way. Really nice time to drop an album, and I listened to it on Twitch. I didn't really like it too much. I still, to this day, have it ranked at 5. And some of the songs on there, I mean, I'm about to say something that's about to really sound like I'm hating, but it's really not. I've been thinking like this for like forever, and it's not particularly about Carti. It's about anyone's music or about anything that pertains to this specific thing. Of course, what I'm talking about is the fact that everyone has said that Carti's albums, Die Lit and now Whole Lot of Red, they started out bad, but over time they get good. I'm not, like, people are like giving him a pass on that shit. And it's like, what would you rather do at a car dealership? Would you rather take the car that eventually will start driving really nice, or do you want a car that's instantly driving pretty good? I'm gonna be more pleased with the car that's driving pretty good off rip, rather than the car that I'm gonna have to touch up on for like a couple of months, and then, oh shit, here we go, yeah, it's driving nice and shit. Like, I know I want to start out good and end good. Like, I don't want to start out puzzled and shit. So there's a lot of fans out there, Carti fans out there, that give Carti this excuse, like, we already know that it's gonna start out kind of but we're gonna like it eventually, so it's a classic. Like, you can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it can grow on you. I'm not saying albums aren't allowed to, you're not allowed to have albums grow on you. That's fine and shit, but sometimes it just sounds like motherfuckers are forcing themselves to like it. Sometimes it just is. That's what it sounds like. I'm not saying that's not what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying, like, the motherfuckers like say that, and they're saying that like that's a good thing. Like it has to grow on you first. Like, I don't like, why does it always have to grow on you first? Why can't it just be good? Like, there was don't get me wrong. I listened to the whole album. I still listen to the album a bunch of times, and I still have the same feeling about all the songs that I've had the feelings about. Teen X is still one of the worst fucking songs I've ever heard in my life. It did not grow on me. The Jump Out the House, that's still one of the most annoying songs I've ever heard in my life. That shit is not gonna grow on me at all. Like, the songs that were good to me, like Place and Over and I Love You, I Hate You, those songs are still good to me, but everything else, like, that's bad to me is bad to me. Vamp Anthem, that shit's still nice, you know? My opinion is not changing, and so because my opinion doesn't change doesn't mean yours can. I'm not saying how I act and how I am is not how you should be. That's not it at all. If you like it, then you like it. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. But your opinion growing eventually does not give it a pass. I'm sorry, and it didn't give me it. I still think it's a 5 out of 10 album. I still think it is an album that needs work. So even if it grows on me, it's still an album that needs work at the end of the day. Just how it is. And Die Lit is the same way. Just because it started out bad and then motherfucker said it should grow on you. No, that should never be the case. So that gives me the general consensus that Carti is gonna have people thinking his album is shit at first, and then it grows on them. Like, that doesn't sound that good to me. It at the end of the day, when your album's getting called a classic, but at first it was getting called bad, still kind of is like a to me. It's like I don't know. It feels weird calling an album like that a classic, and it's like, you know, I mean, you can call it a classic, but it's weird to call it that, because like, motherfuckers just said it was bad. So it's like, yeah, okay, like, all right. I don't know. I'm just indifferent about it. So Carti, I mean, his self-titled, Playboi Carti album did not have that aesthetic. It was just good, or it was just mid to people, or it was just like whatever the hell it was. It was a vibe or something like that. Carti's Last two albums are we got to get comfortable with it. That's not a thing of greats. It's not. I'll be honest with you, Carti has no chance of becoming a GOAT. There's no possibility of it. I think that Carti is a star for right now. I think Carti is going to be a star for the time being. I think Carti is just going to be a 2010s, 2020s treasure. And like the next wave of music to come, his style of music definitely will be frowned upon, and not for good reason, because you shouldn't frown upon any style of music unless it's like rape anthems or something like that, like some real nasty, crazy shit. Like, yeah, hate speech music, that shit you should frown upon. But other, basic styles of music, even the slut rap I keep talking shit about, like, that shouldn't be frowned upon either. Girls have their purpose for doing it, and girls have their purpose for liking it. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. But Carti's music definitely seems like a for now type of thing. If you are to call him a great, he is about as great as Zach LaVine will be to the Chicago, to the NBA. He's a great on the Chicago Bulls. He can be a great on the Chicago Bulls, but he probably won't be a great in the NBA. Somebody like, Anderson Varejao is a great on the Cavaliers, but he's not a great in the NBA. Carti is a great in his class. He is a great in his double XL. He is one of the greater artists of that group. The better artist, should I say. If anyone was closer to greatness in that group, it is X. It is Playboi Carti. It is A Boogie. Am I getting A Boogie's class wrong? Was he not 2000? He was 2017. I'm thinking like I forgot he was on at all. Like, wow. Kyle was on there too. Wow. How did I forget Kyle? Wow, that class is fucking terrible. Carti being, great for now is not a bad thing. Can he be a great for good? When you're a great, when now here's the difference now. Some people, like when I use the NBA analogy, some people are great on their team, and overall, because they're so great on their team, team greatness and individual greatness are they differ. Westbrook is someone you can consider a legend because he was great and it exuded the team success. Zach LaVine is great and it only has to associate with the team success because he right now looks like he's a guy who's only really doing good because, and if you don't know what I'm talking about basketball. I know there's some fans that don't watch basketball. That is really only good for the Bulls, really only good for his team. And it doesn't exude greatness for himself when you look back on his statistics or his should-be awards. A guy like Andre Iguodala, he won't be looked at as an NBA great, but he'll be looked at as a great for whatever team he's played for because of the awards he got to help the team win. It's not like a Steph Curry or a Russell Westbrook where their individual successes exuded the team, the MVPs and the scoring leaders and stuff like that. It exudes the team success. Carti's a guy who is great and he helped his genre get higher and get more successful, aka lit rap. I want to say mumble rap, but I'm gonna stop using that term so much because some people don't like the mumble rap phrase. But he helped lit rap get on the radar. He helped the baby rap become, more of a mainstream type of thing. And really, his individual greatness is not too far off. I'm not saying that Playboi Carti has no chance of being a great, but he has zero chance of being a GOAT. I'm gonna just be real honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Carti is this close. If he continues to drop, if he can drop a couple more, like 2 albums to that just start off kind of nice, I'll give him that great title. I will. I can. Because at that point, he'll have been making music for around 10 years. I mean, he's probably has already been making music for a long time, but nonetheless, yeah. So it's been a while. It really has been a while. Carti's been here for a nice second now. It's 2021. We've really started listening to him since 2017. It's 4 years. A couple more years under his belt, a couple more years with this amount of success, and it really might start to look like Carti can actually be a great. Again, no shot at being a GOAT, and I'm not even hating there. That's just me being very honest. I don't think that he has the makeup of a GOAT, of a guy like, I can't even name you the least talented GOAT right now. I'm sure I'll run into that person, but Carti doesn't have what it takes to be a GOAT. That shouldn't sound disrespectful. It just, listen to how he raps, and then listen to a GOAT, like whoever you consider a GOAT rap. Like Eminem compared to Playboi Carti, that's a big fucking difference. So Nas or something like that. New GOATs, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, Carti's not close to that level at his best right now. And you could possibly say his best is Whole Lotta Red or Die Lit. That's nowhere close to them other guys. That's just me being honest once again. And although he has no potential to become a GOAT, in my personal opinion, there are definitely people who have different opinions than me that think that Carti can become a GOAT, and more power to you. But I don't think so. Now, great, he has that potential. He has that. Everyone has the potential to be great. I don't know how many people have said that can't be great, but Carti has the slightest chance of everyone I've spoke about that I've said are great. See, Carti can't be a great if he slips just a couple notches. He can change the rapper himself real quick because I'm not gonna lie to you. In my personal opinion, Carti has gone from good album. We're starting from the self-titled Playboi Carti album, by the way. We're going for good album to mediocre album to mediocre album. That's not greatness. That's like Big Sean right now. That's like bad album to bad album to bad album to good album to good album to great album. And I'm just throwing out random numbers, but you go from Finally Famous to Detroit 2. Dude, Finally Famous was absolutely horrible, but he finally seems to have got it to get his last album decent. This album, his best piece of work. So maybe Carti needs to put it together, because a guy like Big Sean is finally starting to piece it together. Big name bias is not enough to make you a great. Because if that was the case, then every superstar right now would be a great. 6ix9ine would be considered a great, considering he has a number 1 under his belt. How much does that really matter in the long run? It does help your case, but that number 1 hit song was on a fucking horrible album. Tattletales was terrible, but he had a number 1 song nonetheless. So in my personal view, he's dropped 2 mediocre albums and 1 good album. And I'm not gonna lie to you, if he can drop 2 good albums, I could say he's on pace to becoming a great. He wouldn't be one, because right now he's just simply a good rapper. That's it. That's all. Average at best, above average, possibly good. But right now he's not great. He's not a great rapper at all. Like, hell no, he's not. If he can drop 2 good albums, I'll say he's on pace. If he could drop 2 great albums, I'll say he's still on pace, because again, he started off his career very fucking shaky to me. Carti is still just mediocre as hell to me. So, great or ain't, he has no chance at becoming a GOAT. And he has a slight chance at becoming a great. It's really leaning towards ain't so far, because my faith that Carti can drop a good album, that Carti can continue to, drop great music. And I keep saying albums, but can drop great tracks, can drop great hits, can drop, can keep up this level of success. He's starting to lose people. And I genuinely believe that his fans have to be the most, like, you're either a very loyal stan or you're a very like you're a fake stan. Like you stand him for this purpose of it because it's popular. Like how people stand what's the name for a second? Ash Cash, or I think her name was a porn star, or Mario Judah for a minute. It's like it's only popular to say you like him. Like or if I could jump to wrestling for a second, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. How people said that they did not like John, like people, it was popular to boo John Cena and Roman Reigns. It's popular to not like them. them type of stands. And then you have your loyal stands, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, my cousin, I guess you could say. Someone who can say that they can drop bad music, but he's going to stick by them. There's no rare breed like that. There's a rare ass breed like that. You know, so it's like Carti has a lot of fake stands. Like, he has a lot of fake fucking stands. He had a lot of fans turning their backs. Like, you can only wait so much for an album, I'm sure. But motherfuckers did that to themselves when they demanded an album release. Like, it's not up to you for an album to come out. It's up to that artist. So, of course, with time passing by, Carti, you know what I'm saying, he dropped the album, and some Carti fans are like, I can't take it no more. I'm going to Mario Judah. And it's like, that's not real. Carti has to fix his fan base. He has to get a real fan base. The longevity, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't see. I don't see Carti doing this for a long time and it's still being popular, because I think people will wake up eventually. It being, you know what I'm saying, a long time thing, yeah, again, I'm not too sure about. But then again, Future has been here for quite some time, and no one thought he'd be able to do what he was doing for forever. So maybe. So pretty much what I'm saying is, either Carti becomes the new Future, or Carti becomes the first Carti. Because how many people do you know that starts out with all this attention, raucous ass fan base, and then just never heard from again? I can't think of too many people. Carti will be one of the first artists that happens to. 6ix9ine or a Lil Pump or something, but they're meme guys. I think Carti takes his craft a little more serious than 6ix9ine and Lil Pump, if I'm being honest with you. So, great or ain't? I don't know. It's a possibility he could be an ain't, honestly. He needs a longevity. He needs to show us something, simply put. But this has been probably the longest Greater Ain't I've done. Good conversation to be had about Playboi Carti. Definitely tell me what y'all think about him in the comment section below. You already know what it is, guys. Social media is in the description box. If y'all want to talk to all the culture on social media, it is J. Cole's birthday too. Happy birthday to Cole. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on Twitter, IG. Go ahead and follow the Twitch so you can listen to albums like me and TKG listened to Whole Lotta Red a month ago. You already know what it is, guys. If you like this video, if you're new, hit that subscription button. It helps a lot. And go ahead and hit the post notification button to get some more content like this. Some more Greater Ain'ts on the way. I will stop doing my Greater Ain'ts little marathon at 10. So I think this is 7, if I'm not mistaken. 3 more to go. But you already know what it is, guys. Vibe. Have a good time. And I'll see y'all later, man. Peace out. Hit that outro. I won't dance, I promise.
Baby,